The picturesque valley of Pahalgam, nestled in the Himalayas, became a scene of horror on April 22, 2025. Gunmen opened fire on a group of Hindu pilgrims, leaving 26 dead and many more injured. The attack sent shockwaves through India and ignited a new chapter in the long and bloody conflict with Pakistan. India immediately pointed the finger at its neighbor, accusing it of orchestrating the attack and harboring terrorist groups. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement, calling for an independent investigation and labeling the incident a false flag operation designed to discredit it on the world stage. The attack on Pahalgam is just the latest in a long line of violent incidents that have plagued the region for decades. Both India and Pakistan have a history of accusing each other of supporting militant groups operating in the disputed territory of Kashmir. The attack has further inflamed tensions between the two nuclear-armed rivals, raising fears of a wider conflict. India responded to the attack with fury. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, known for his hardline stance against terrorism, vowed to punish those responsible. He announced a series of retaliatory measures, including the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, a vital agreement that governs the sharing of water resources between the two countries. India also downgraded diplomatic ties, expelled Pakistani diplomats, and imposed strict restrictions on cross-border trade and travel. Pakistan, facing international pressure and fearing further escalation, responded by suspending all trade with India, including indirect trade routes through third countries. The Pahalgam attack has plunged India-Pakistan relations to a new low. The two countries, which have fought 3 wars since gaining independence in 1947, are now locked in a dangerous cycle of accusations, threats, and retaliations. The incident has also highlighted the volatile situation in Kashmir, a region claimed by both countries and a constant flashpoint for conflict. The roots of the India-Pakistan conflict run deep, stretching back to the partition of British India in 1947. The partition, which created the independent nations of India and Pakistan, was a bloody and chaotic affair, displacing millions and igniting communal violence that claimed countless lives. The Himalayan region of Kashmir, with its predominantly Muslim population, but ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, became a point of contention. The Maharaja's indecision on whether to join India or Pakistan led to the First India-Pakistan War in 1947. The war ended with a United Nations brokered ceasefire, dividing Kashmir between India and Pakistan. However, the dispute over the region, known as the Kashmir dispute, remained unresolved. This unresolved dispute has poisoned relations between the two countries ever since. 2 more wars followed in 1965 and 1999, both triggered by events in Kashmir. In addition to these full-fledged wars, the two countries have also engaged in numerous skirmishes and border clashes over the years. India has long accused Pakistan of supporting and sponsoring terrorist groups operating in Indian-administered Kashmir, aiming to destabilize the region and wrest control from India. Pakistan denies these accusations, claiming it only provides moral and diplomatic support to the Kashmiri people's struggle for self-determination. The 1999 Kargil War in particular saw Pakistan-backed forces infiltrate Indian-controlled territory, leading to a 2-month-long conflict. Despite sporadic attempts at dialogue and peace initiatives, the Kashmir dispute remains a major obstacle to normalization of relations between India and Pakistan. The Pahalgam attack has brought this long-standing conflict back into sharp focus, highlighting the fragility of peace in the region and the potential for renewed conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The Pahalgam attack and its aftermath have drawn international condemnation, with world leaders calling for restraint and urging both India and Pakistan to avoid further escalation. The United States, a close ally of India, expressed strong support for its partner, condemning the attack and urging Pakistan to take concrete action against terrorist groups operating within its borders. The U.S. has been steadily strengthening its ties with India, viewing it as a key partner in its Indo-Pacific strategy to counter China's growing influence. China, on the other hand, has traditionally been a close ally of Pakistan. China's support for Pakistan stems from various factors, including their shared border dispute with India, and China's massive infrastructure investments in Pakistan, under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. This ambitious project, a flagship of China's Belt and Road Initiative, aims to connect China to the Arabian Sea through a network of roads, railways and pipelines running through Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Russia, while maintaining a neutral stance, has been steadily increasing its defense cooperation with India in recent years. Russia remains a major arms supplier to India, and the two countries have conducted joint military exercises. However, Russia has also been careful not to alienate Pakistan completely. Iran, sharing a border with Pakistan and facing its own challenges with militancy, condemned the Pahalgam attack and called for greater regional cooperation to combat terrorism. Iran's stance reflects its desire for stability in its neighborhood and its concerns about the potential spillover of violence from the India-Pakistan conflict. The international community finds itself walking a tightrope, trying to maintain a balance between condemning the attack and preventing a disastrous escalation between two nuclear-armed states. The escalating tensions between India and Pakistan have raised serious concerns about the potential for a wider conflict. Both countries possess nuclear weapons, making the situation all the more dangerous. A full-blown war between India and Pakistan would have catastrophic consequences not just for the two countries, but for the entire region and the world. The use of nuclear weapons, even on a limited scale, would result in widespread devastation and long-term environmental damage. Beyond the immediate human cost, a war between India and Pakistan would also have severe economic repercussions. The conflict would disrupt global trade routes, particularly in the vital sea lanes of the Indian Ocean. The resulting economic uncertainty could trigger a global recession. Certain actors stand to gain from this conflict. Arms manufacturers, particularly those in the United States, Russia, and Europe, would benefit from increased demand for weapons. China, as a close ally of Pakistan and a rival of India, could exploit the situation to its advantage. Despite the risks, diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation have been limited. The international community, preoccupied with other crises, has been slow to respond. The lack of active international engagement could exacerbate the situation, making it more difficult to find a peaceful resolution. The Pahalgam attack serves as a stark reminder of the volatility of the India-Pakistan conflict and the urgent need for a diplomatic solution to the Kashmir dispute. Hope the world will be peace from human being.